Well, in a way, it won't feel like it because I do think that the crowd will be different and better, and our players know. We haven't really had to talk a lot about who we're playing and what it's going to be like. I think it's good we played them on the road already. I think there's a there's a familiarity and there's a confidence that we were in the game for the most part the whole way at their place, and I think that'll help us. And I would expect us to have some nerves, but I also know that our players can reflect back to that first game and they can track scores. I mean, DePaul was really close last week with them, and Providence played them a good game the other night. So I think our players will be, once we settle in, I think we'll be confident.
What specifically went well out there that has to carry over into tomorrow?
I thought we carried out our game plan defensively pretty well. I mean, we held them, to 63, and that was with some turnover, run out layups that we gave up, and then we rebounded. I think rebounding, we've been a good rebounding team this year, and I think we'll have to do a little better job of taking care of the ball. I think the biggest issue for us was our spacing on offense wasn't great, and it led to some turnovers. And we said we got to throw the ball at the rim at the end of the shot clock instead of throwing a bad pass to keep them from being able to run and get some easy baskets.
Tatum was saying last year there might have been an intimidation factor. I mean, when you look down and see who the opposing coach, have you ever been intimidated or in awe of who's down there?
Not really. I mean, I've talked to him and gotten to know him a little bit, and actually played golf with him this summer. So I'm not. I know he's really good at what he does, but I also think that we got a good enough team this year to compete, and I think they've had some issues with COVID, and obviously Paige Becker's being out hasn't helped them. So they're probably not necessarily the team that they'll be in another month, where they can be a little bit healthier and have some practices and games behind them, because they've kind of hit a lot of obstacles along the way too.
Is his golf game up to par with his coaching?
He's pretty good for 67, I would say. You could tell he plays quite a bit. I mean, he said he played with Michael Jordan one time, so I don't think he was too impressed playing with me.
They should have Daisy back.
Yeah.
She's been back, but Dorka was out last game. I just wondered, how has that altered your preparation when they add a perimeter three-point shooter?
Yeah.
Maybe might not have a rim protector, rebounder. What does that do to your prep?
Yeah, I think we're preparing as if AZ Fudd will play. She's a really good shooter, and that'll open up the floor for them because their spacing will get even better. And then whether Juhas plays or not, I think that's it may be a stretch to think she'll play a lot. So I think that maybe makes us a little less likely to be quite as concerned about their post game. I mean, so I do think there are some factors that will go into our preparation today based on what the availability we think of their players is. But that's kind of been the nature of the last 2 years of COVID, is like who's going to play, and you kind of have a contingency plan. But we'll have to have a plan if they were hurting us inside. But I do think their spacing is going to be improved with the addition of Fudd.
How are you prepared for this week? Like, you couldn't handpick through a couple games in a 6-day span,
Yeah.
especially from
Right.
the physicality and talent standpoint alone. How are you getting your team ready for this week? Because each game
Yeah.
has the potential to be a big game.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to stress about it myself, so I'm not talking to the team about it, because I know it is just kind of one step at a time. And, we gave them yesterday or Monday off because I felt like, it's probably not ideal in terms of the UConn preparation, but it also maybe saves them a day toward the end of the week, because I think you got to look big picture. You got to look, we need to try to win as many of these 3 games as we can, and without overemphasizing any one of them. And if we overemphasize and kill them the 3 day, kill them to prep for UConn, we've got 2 really good opponents on the road coming up. So it's tough. I think the thing is everybody has one Wednesday, Friday, Sunday stretch that looks like it's a killer. I looked at other people's schedules, and it's easy to feel sorry for yourself. But we're a deep team, and I think that's going to be helpful, and just kind of have to read the game. And UConn isn't a deep team, so maybe the pace of the game won't be, too much up and down. But I would expect that they're going to get after us and pressure us a little, and that that's not gonna be easy.
With the calendar flipping to February now, do you follow the net rankings anymore?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do follow the net rankings. I hate to admit it, but yeah, I pay too much attention to it because I just think that's just I've always kind of been a numbers guy, and so But I think at the end of the day, you also are just trying to get your team a little bit better week to week, and if we do that, that'll take care of itself. But there are teams I root against that are in comparable situations to us.
So what did you do? You didn't practice Monday.
Yeah. Well, we played Providence Friday, so we did a little bit of UConn Saturday and a good deal of UConn Sunday. So, the first time we played them, we played Marquette at home Friday and didn't practice because by the time we got out there, it was late afternoon, and we played an early game on Sunday. So all we did was film, and we really didn't even do a walkthrough. So for having done as little as we did, I thought we defended them pretty well. So I feel like we'll be a little more prepared. But on the flip side, they have familiarity with us. I think and Gino made the comment, we're a hard team to defend. I think the first time, and I think they had to feel pretty good about the way they guarded us. So I don't expect them to do a lot differently defensively, but I'm sure they think they can be a little better offensively, and they got a little different lineup now too. So they might be a little harder to guard.
I guess I was wondering what you did specifically on Monday. Just stare at the network rankings. Stress over your 3 game plans, and you're trying to.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that. It helps that. I always like it when you play teams that just played each other. Like DePaul just played UConn, so you're watching that game. A little bit for UConn, and then you find yourself being like, okay, I'm watching DePaul, and you're like, stop watching DePaul, watch UConn, and then you're like, well, I got to figure out DePaul too. So, the thing is, like, yeah, you're going to have to water down your prep a little bit when you've got these short turnarounds, and I think it's a little easier to do later in the year because your players have, they know teams a little bit, and they also, you can reference, hey, Marquette's running these things. We've seen it from these 3 other teams, and this is what they're looking for, but it's the same action that so-and-so runs. And I think there's a familiarity and just a kind of an ease at which, late in the year you don't have to maybe go through quite as much stuff with your team.
I think it's supposed to be a pretty packed house here tomorrow night. How much of a boost could the home crowd give you guys tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think the crowd can be huge. I hope we settle in and play, like I know we can, and I think if we do that, the crowd will be a factor. And I just hope there aren't that many of them that are here to see Gino and cheer for him, because you always get those emails. Oh, I'd like to come to your UConn game, and I'm like, well, why do you want to come to our UConn game? Do you want to come to see us? You want to come to see them? But I told the team, look, this is a great opportunity for us moving forward too. Like those people who don't get to see us play or don't come to see us play very much, they come and they might like, yeah, UConn's good. Who else is good? Creighton. So I think that's a great opportunity for our players, and so I hope we just, like I said, I hope we relax and settle in and play the way we're capable of.
There was I don't know if I'm creating bad juju by bringing it up, but there was a stretch 2 years ago where I remember Temmie was really emotional after the game, and it was a close, hard-fought game with DePaul. It was a big game.
Yeah.
You guys lost them close late here, and then the next 3 against Providence, St. John's, and Seton Hall didn't go really. And they won the Providence one, but the other 2 didn't.
Yeah.
Are you guarding against being too emotionally invested in one game, or are you just going to let it rip tomorrow and deal with the aftermath after that?
Well, I hope that I think we have a mature team. I mean, and the thing with social media nowadays is our team knows so much about these other teams and just in general. So I don't have to build it up, and they don't have to. I don't know. I mean, I think that's helpful, but I hope we're mature enough to to move on regardless of how tomorrow night goes. Because if we win, we still we still have a great opponent on Friday and another great one on Sunday. So either way, we hopefully can come right back down and or right back up and be ready to go the following day to prep for DePaul. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, this will be our 4th time playing them now, but this time around is a little bit different because we're at home. We're allowed to have fans. I think it's a huge opportunity, and, I hope the Omaha community comes out and supports.
When it comes to last time you played them, what worked? I know it wasn't the result you wanted, but what worked well against them that has to carry over into this game?
I just think our belief and our confidence in ourselves and playing as hard and as tough as we can.
When you first played them, whether it be last year, was there any intimidation factor you guys had to get over at all?
I think there was for sure an intimidation factor last year going into it. Brand new team. Obviously, they were ranked super high at that point, and they're a lot bigger than us. They were a lot bigger than us. So, yeah, there was some intimidation last year.
When you look at this 3-game stretch, it's going to be hard not to be emotionally charged up for tomorrow. But it is 3, resolution opportunities in a 6-day span. That's a quick turnaround for each. You guard against being too emotionally invested in tomorrow night, having a letdown after that, or you just take it one day at a time and swing away as you can.
Personally, I think that you swing away you can. We have 3 really big opportunities, and having this one be at home and then going on the road for 2 games. DePaul and Marquette are always fun to play, and then adding UConn onto that, it's going to be a fun week.
You mentioned wanting the Omaha community support. It's supposed to be a sellout.
Yeah.
It is sold out as of now. How much could the home crowd, maybe give you that jolt of energy that you could use like tomorrow night's game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we really feed off of the energy that this place brings, and we've never had a sold-out crowd here. So just that energy in itself, and then the energy from the bench, I think it could really, we could really build off of it.
Tatum, UConn's obviously got a lot of talent. You mentioned their size. What is it like to play against a team that, just traditionally has really good players, and you got to play your best to match up against them? What's that experience like on the court?
Absolutely. It kind of takes me back to playing in the circuit in AAU. You're going up against the best girls, and if you don't believe in yourself, then no one's going to believe in you. So I think that if we go into it believing in ourselves, then we're going to have the confidence to do what we do.
With the calendar flipping to February now, do you follow the NET rankings any more than you did before? Are you much of a follower of those?
I am, but I'm not. I kind of like to keep a level head with it. I kind of like to just kind of build off of what we can do better and kind of focus on who we are as a team.
When did you guys, when did you realize that you could be this potent offensively? The way you guys cut, screen, shoot, pass, it just seems like when it's flowing, it's kind of like a sight to behold. When did you realize that you guys were capable of that at what point this season?
Taking me back to the WNIT last year. Yeah, I mean, we lost a couple girls last year, but then the addition of Lauren, amazing. We have so many different weapons, which I've mentioned in the past, and so it makes it really difficult to guard, and having our posts be ones that can stretch out to the 3 makes it really difficult to guard as well.
Yes, practice the basics of passing. You pass it so well. I wonder if that's just been natural. Maybe it's just so ingrained in the program. You come here, you guys know how to share it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
how much do you work on just the simple action of finding the open teammate?
Yeah, there have been several times this year where we will just take it back to the basics, and especially in the summer and in the preseason, we would do this star passing drill where it seems so silly in the moment, but you look at how it's affected us now, and we're hitting girls in our shooting pockets, which then makes it more comfortable to shoot the ball.
For you, do you like getting assists more than you like scoring?
Absolutely. I love the role that I'm in.
Yeah, how much are you, this week is obviously going to be really fun to participate, but just the season as a whole with, knock on wood, everything going well health-wise for the first time in your career, how much fun has this been so far?
Yeah. It wouldn't be how it is this year if I wouldn't have gone through the things that I've gone through in the past. coming back this year and making that decision to take a 5th year, it's really made me like take a step back and just soak in all that I have gotten to experience in my 5 years here. And obviously staying healthy has played a huge role in that. But with staying healthy comes work and comes rehab and comes consistency. So there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Cool. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Can you guys make tomorrow night?
Yeah, definitely. This is a huge game. Obviously, going to UConn was a huge game as well, but this is on our home court. We're going to get a huge crowd, so I'm really excited. I think we're going to play a really good game tomorrow, and I'm just really excited for the game.
What went so well against them? I know the result wasn't what you wanted, but what went well against them last time that has to carry over into round 2?
Yeah, I think it's just you're playing UConn. You know you're going to play a really good, skilled team. You just have to stay within each other, stay together. And I think that's what we did the first time, and we executed our stuff. Just didn't happen the way that we wanted it to, so very excited for tomorrow.
How much value are you guys putting in the prep time that you'll have for this one as opposed to how quick your turnaround was to the first time?
Yeah, we've definitely had some more time to focus on UConn, but at the same time, we have to treat it like any other game. We can't get too caught up in the name that it's UConn. We just got to do what we can, play our game, and I think it's going to be a really good game tomorrow.
What do you think of the atmosphere that could be in here tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, it says it's sold out, so hopefully not one chair is open. Yeah, I'm just really excited. I think the fans already are awesome without it even being full. So with it full, I'm very excited to see what it's going to be like.
Last time you played them, they had 7 or 8 players available.
Yeah.
Would you rather face them at full strength? You know, if you were to beat them, you could say that it wasn't like you beat them at full strength.
Yeah, I mean, I think all UConn teams are pretty much at full strength. All they're good. They don't really have a weak link on their team, but yeah, definitely. I think with all the girls or some of the girls back, it definitely puts a little bit more of an eye opener on this game. That if we do make a statement tomorrow, and if we just play that like we can, I just think that's going to be really exciting for us, and we're just going to have to stick together and grind this one out.
What do you think the key offensively is just from the first matchup, what their length is able to do, creating turnovers and alternating shots, in terms of what you guys need to do to create better, higher percentage shots for you guys for yourselves tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we just have to be really intentional with what we do on offense. We can't have bad possessions, and I know it's a game of basketball, and there's going to be bad possessions, and sometimes you can't control that. But you just have to move on really quick and just be intentional with everything that you're doing on cuts, passes, shots. I think our game plan is just going to be intentional because I think that's just going to help us out a lot.
Cool. Good stuff.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.